and welcome to this Backwards Compatible podcast. Today we're looking at Edge of Spider-Verse, Gwen Stacy, Spider-Woman. Now this was the second issue in the Edge of Spider-Verse series. It was a one-shot. The idea being is that writer Jason Latour was given the chance to create something all of his own. He is ably helped in this issue by Robbi Rodriguez on art and Rico Renzi on colours. To say that this caused a bit of a stir would be to put it mildly, really. I've never seen a comic in the Marvel world take off so much. Now, this was so strong as a one-shot that it got taken up to become a series, with the next issue due out on the 25th. So 4 days time from recording, but literally we'll be reviewing the first issue of Spider-Gwen when it comes out. But why? It's an interesting question about why this comic took off. Now, it is an alternate universe, so we don't have Peter Parker in his traditional Spider-Man role. Instead, it's Gwen Stacy. The story, as you may have seen from the first pages, does revolve around her basically doing everything that Peter would always do, but Peter Parker is still there, but he's in a completely different form. J. Jonah Jameson, however, is still the man who's trying to get rid of everyone with a mask. So it's quite an interesting kettle of fish. Now, Gwen for me has always been a strong character within the Marvel world of Spider-Man, but to give her own series was quite a bit of a leap. I'm really hoping it takes off. With this issue, what you basically get is a little bit of a story. It's we already know that Spider-Woman exists, and we know how she works in theory due to the one shot, but this basically starts to flesh out her character. It's quite an interesting ride. We meet a couple of familiar faces like Matt Murdock, who is not who you would expect him to be, and the aforementioned J. Jonah Jameson and Peter Parker as well. But we also get to find out what makes this Spider-Woman, or what makes Gwen tick. Within this, she's seen as a criminal. Her costume, which I think is absolutely fantastic, designed by Robbi Rodriguez. It's very dark, it's very sinister. The purples and the blacks, but when she has her hood up, the way that her eyes work is just absolutely phenomenal. And it's probably one of the best character costumes, I think, for any superhero going, really. There's no sort of worry about silly feminization or anything like that, but literally she just seems to be complete mask. That combination between the whites, blacks and the purples really does work, in my opinion. So that's quite good. Now, with Rodriguez's art, it's very fluid motion as you see it. It tells a story. It helps to pick up Latour's words, and Latour's writing, I think, is absolutely excellent. I know him mostly as a artist, especially on Southern Bastards, which is one of my favourite series at the moment. But this really shows the fact that he has got a talent for writing. Now, obviously, once the true series comes out, we'll really be able to measure that. But I'm really hoping that this one shot is kind of, if this is the weakest issue, it would be wonderful. Because this is such a high bar that I really hope that it's going to escalate from here. But obviously, as time goes on, we will find out whether that's true or not. But for me, the Edge of Spider-Verse, this is probably, of the 5 one-shots, I think this is probably my favourite. I did quite like the horror Man Spider one as well, but to be honest, I think this is probably my favourite of all of them, and it really is worth looking into. It does give you that little bit of a background into the character, and then hopefully just before she comes up in her regular series, it will give you that little bit more depth. So thank you very much for listening and watching, as always. Spider-Gwen, actually, obviously Spider-Gwen will be out from Marvel, and the Edge of Spider-Verse obviously is a Marvel comic as well. So thank you very much for watching, and good night.